Hi everyone, I hope you're fine, and yeah, in this video I'm going to talk about my sewing table. I finally want to share the ideas in case you are in a market for buying your new sewing table, or maybe you want to renew, or I don't know. Just I hope I can help you with thought process or making decision or not making a decision. So yeah, let's get started. I want to start from my thought process. What I was thinking about before choosing the sewing table. And yeah, before I start, I want to tell you that I'm not completely satisfied with my choice, but I will explain you why. I will show you what I was comparing it with, and I kind of want to share ups and downs and all the process. So what I was thinking about. I was thinking about that we live now in a super tiny apartment, and I'm protesting kind of a lot that it is very tiny, but I'm super grateful that we got it, because moving in the middle of holiday season is not the best choice you can do, but sometimes you don't have a choice. So I'm super grateful we find this flat, and it's very tiny. It's like 18 square meters for the whole flat. So yeah, I didn't think that it was possible, but it is. So after having my room, my sewing room, and in Santiago where we lived before, it was whole room for my sewing purpose. And here is what I have, is this corner. I also have several kind of drawers, you call it, like, which you can pull out and put some stuff there. But it is all about kind of organization, and this video is about sewing table. So yeah, this is the corner, because here is the bed, there is the kitchen, wardrobe, and after the kitchen is a bathroom. So it's like kind of super pressed all together. And what I was thinking is that the apartment is super tiny, but I need something where I can sew, where I can cut the fabric, because cutting on the floor, first of all, is not comfortable. Second, when it's tiny apartment, the floor is like you're walking there. There is like no other space for anything else. And yeah, I wanted the table where I can cut, so I can be like standing straight and cut on the table, and at the same time I can sew on this table, and at the same time I can work on this table, writing blog posts, editing videos, doing all other stuff which is not kind of connected with sewing. So it's kind of multitask table. And the option where I wanted to buy it was IKEA, because you know the price is usually in IKEA, the prices is super affordable, and at the same time I didn't have a lot of funds. I didn't have kind of a lot of money to spend on the table, because we needed to buy sewing things. So yeah, I wanted a table which is kind of not super cheap, but cheap, and that it can be good for cutting, like a high table, and at the same time I can kind of regulate the length. So yeah, and there were several in IKEA. So what I was thinking, that I really made the choice because of the price, because like this one was 70, let's say 70 euros, 78, something like that, and the others were like passing 100 euros, like 150, coming to 200 if I'm not mistaken. So I chose because of the price, and because I was looking at also not 100% of the price. I liked several kind of points of this table which other tables didn't have. And let me show you a little bit closer how it is, what it has, why I liked some parts of it, and yeah, let me get you closer to that. As you can see, this is the table. It is wide. This was another thing what I was looking at, because if I want to cut fabrics, I think it is kind of 150 length, and the width, if I'm not mistaken, is 70 or 75, so it is pretty kind of large table. So and also the chair which I got, it kind of, you can regulate the it's how tall it can be, and it also doesn't have this kind of rest, like armrest, where you can put your arms, because I hate when you kind of get closer to the table and you kick with these things, and I don't know, for me it's very irritating. So as I will be kind of jumping with the height of the table up and down, I decided that this thing must be kind of the simplest thing ever, and this chair is very comfortable, just in case. So let's get moved to the table. This table, as you can see, you can regulate the here in this part, so you can regulate how tall it is, and it has this kind of legs. And here what I was thinking is that as I'm going to use it for different purpose, like for sewing and for working on for sewing, for cutting, and also working on my laptop, so this thing are kind of handy because I can very fast bring my machine right down here. It was here before I started filming, and then when I bring it down, everything is clean on the table, and I don't need to think where I'll put my machine. And it's also why I will not put it on the floor, because it's easier to clean the floor when everything is on top. So that was another thought process. So this thing is really kind of, this thing is made out of kind of wood, which is kind of whole wood, but this one is not. The thing on the top is lower quality than this. This is very kind of robust thing. So here what I have also, I have my current project which I'm sewing, which is my shirt dress. I have Alejandra's t-shirt, and I also have pattern of his shirt, which he didn't try yet, but it's all in my weekly blog on my blog. So, and here what I have, those kind of pretty pockets, which pretty bags which you don't want to throw away. So what I have here is the yarn which I'm currently working with for my current project. The yarn, it's the thread, it's not the yarn. And here is kind of for the pins, for kind of other stuff which I want to remove very fast from the table, and I want it to look a little bit fancy, because here on this in these boxes I have other threads, I have more kind of buttons, zippers, whatever, it's all there. So I can kind of have the things out of the table as fast as I can. And this is the bin, which is very cheap but it's very cute. And I got it because when you sew and you cut some things or something, you can just throw it there and everything is clean and organized. I really like how it worked out, because it really worked out for me very good. And with kind of turquoise white attention dark, I really like it how it is. So, and on the other side of the same table, let me move away a little bit. Yes, here what we have is things for charging. It's usually inside, but when I'm sewing it is outside, so this cable is not very tensed. But then when I put my machine right here, I just put it all under, so there is kind of empty space. And I like empty spaces, especially after so charged, after the flat being so charged. I really like empty spaces. So here what we have is, I have a box for kind of bra stuff. This is all what is related with bra, and I don't really use it so much. I mean, it's just here because it's the most comfortable way to put it for now, and I don't need to open and close it very often, as now I'm giving class on us knitting the skirt, crochet skirt. So here I have, like, I usually knit sitting here on the bed, so this thing is always here, so I can get it very fast and keep on knitting and put it here when I'm done, or put it inside this box. If I need more yarn or I need more stuff, it can go in or it can stay out. Usually it stays out, but if something, it can go in here. That's why this box is on top. And it has the same face, but it is on the other side because I look at it from the other side. So I saw more kind of logic to put it like this. Here also some books of sewing, which I kind of prefer to have close to the table, because other books I love it on the other side of the flat, and I prefer to have these three closer because I'm kind of reading some stuff from here. Here is my notebook. I'm kind of trying to find out things about birth chart, about all this astrology thing, and it's really super interesting. I found so much things about me that are so true, which I cannot believe that people can say so much true about someone's life without knowing the person. Here is a charger, because I don't know, charger is always out of its place. And here I have another book. It's also turned to the other side because we read it together with Alejandro sitting on the bed, and that's why this book is on the other side. And here is another book for chess, which is also turned the other side because Alejandro reads it sitting on the bed. So yeah, this is kind of my place for knitting. And here is also the for the TV, and yeah, that's it about the organization down the table. So I found that these kind of parts of the legs of the table are really very comfortable to put kind of stuff which you don't want to sit on the floor, and just to clean it faster. So yeah, I think I really like this table because it has this stuff. But what I would want to change about this table is this thing, because after less than 1 month it all started kind of, yes, the down part of this thing, that if I want to pass to another side I need to jump over the bed, and it's not comfortable, but I cannot cry around about that. So what we have here, you can see, yes, this happened in less than a month, and I'm not even having my hands there. I'm kind of, when I'm sitting, my hands are here, and of course this thing are not here neither, because this comes closer. So yeah, I don't know how this thing started doing that, just because it decided so. You can catch with the camera that the table, like the top part of the table, let me stand up, it kind of gets, if you are writing on the very thin paper, it gets all the kind of marking, and some marking is almost impossible to remove, but I cannot really get it with the camera. It doesn't see it, or the lighting is not right to see it. And also, this one here, a little bit you can see, but it's much stronger in the real life. Also, these tiny points, it is not that it's dirty, it is me pinning the fabric to the pattern to the fabric. So needles really destroy this table very easy. I don't know, I think I can pin the needle with my own finger in the table and it will pin itself. Also, I got this lamp from IKEA, so when I'm sitting here, I'm sewing, knitting, I'm sewing or working on the laptop, I'm sitting here, and the lamp, it's kind of very directional. It doesn't give you all the light around, it's very directional, so I can have my lamp exactly where I need it. But when I knit here, when I'm sitting on the bed, I can just move the lamp and I can be knitting sitting on the bed and have all my light in. That's why this table, and it doesn't get space on the table, so it's also very comfortable. So these were my thought process about the sewing table. So another kind of, as happy I can be, there are also another down parts. The thing is, maybe if you like this table, and I really do like this table, what you can do is to look for another thing which you can put on the top, like this piece. As I believe in IKEA, you can change it, choose another one, and if there is a good choice, like compare the one which you want to choose with this white, and try to choose the better quality, because this white thing is not good. But the legs are really very stable. The legs are really stable, and the table is stable itself. When you are sewing and the machine does tak, 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 the table is not moving at all. So yeah, let me show you how I bring it down, because this is another part about this table which I kind of hate so much. It's not comfortable to bring it down. You need to remove everything from the table, because if you won't remove, it can just drop down. So what I'm going to do now is to remove everything from the table, and I will kind of try to show you how I bring it down. Down now, and it's kind of, you see how it hits me. It's not the lowest position you can put it. I still have two more, I don't know from which side you can see more. I still have two more holes from in the kind of leg area of the table. So yeah, this, as you can see how it hits me, and as I have the chair, which is kind of, I can bring up and down, I can really be comfortable here. So let me show you how it's gonna look when I will bring it all the way up, kind of for fabric cutting. I usually don't use it so low, because I don't know if I'm tall or I'm just used for tall tables. I prefer it to be like kind of maybe three or four holes from there up. So yeah, I feel that way more comfortable. So yeah, let me bring it up, and I'm sorry, I just needed to open the door on the balcony, because it's getting so hot here, and the morning is kind of chilly, but then the temperature really gets high. Can I say the temperature gets high? Oh, it sounds weird. Okay, let me just keep on moving. Like when you want to bring it up, I will suggest you starting from the spots, and maybe bring it 2 by 2 or something like that. Don't try to bring it all the way up. If you try to do so, this thing can just drop. So yeah, the table now is all the way up. It is, let me check. Yes, now it's done. So the table now is all the way up, and you see how it hits me. Yeah, let me move the camera a little bit up. So yeah guys, as I told you, the table is now all the way up. It hits me just, it doesn't hit me on my waist is pretty tall, but it hits me like in my lower waist, I can say so. And my height is 168 centimeters, something like that. I'm not reaching 170, so 168 or 169, around that. So I really do find it's very comfortable to cut the fabrics. I can just stand and, you know, be all around the table, and being kind of, I believe, 70 or 75 centimeters wide. If I fold the fabric, it's really comfortable. It's almost all the fabric is in here, and being so long, I can cut pants normally. It's really comfortable. Sorry, I'm a little bit hot because I needed to close the window again because people there are talking too loud, and I'm still without microphone. So yeah, this is the table when it's up. The downside, as you have seen, I've been kind of moving all around to trying to bring it up and to lower it down, and I think I could have, before the table was not in this position, first I put it kind of alongside of the bed, but then we needed to move the table kind of constantly when you want to kind of sit on the bed normally without, jumping, kind of to go to the bed normally without kind of kicking the table. What I needed to do is to move table around very often, and also we needed some kind of extra space to do yoga together, and this position helped to do that. And why moving this table is very problematic, because you cannot literally get it by this thing and move it, because if you do that, the table can fall down, because the only part where it is connected, the table with its legs, it's here, and it's not exactly connected. It's like there are holes and the thing enters there, like there is a hole in the there's the hole in the leg, and there is a kind of the metal thing which you put in the table, and it kind of enters to the hole of the leg, and it's not very comfortable to move it. If you want to move it, you need to have two people and to take it by both sides, by the legs, and move so it won't fall down, because this top part can fall down easily. It is the downside. So yeah, but what do I do just to kind of save time on moving and trying to bring it up and down? I usually put it kind of middle position, not that high, maybe one or two holes lower, so I can cut fabric comfortable, but also I can sew, because I can put my chair all the way up and I can be comfortable sewing. So this is kind of the middle way. And the other thing I decided to try out this time, last week, but at the side, because I decided to put it all the way up, cut the fabrics which I want to sew in the next week or in the next 2 weeks, just cut them out when I'm 100% sure I just don't need to invent anything else. I will just cut it the way it is, and then after I do that, then I can lower the table and sew normally and work on laptop, something like that. So yeah guys, this is kind of the ideas about this table which I have. Will I buy it again? I mean, if I knew how it's gonna be, would I buy it again? In the situation how I was, I think I would. It saves the space. I have the option of bringing it up and down. I can sew, I can kind of store things very fast, very simple way, and I can cut my fabrics, I can sew, I can work in the laptop, and all this in very tiny space. So yes, in case if you are looking for the table, if you have a little bigger budget, I will suggest you looking in other tables. I've prepared a special blog post for this video where you can see kind of options where I was looking at, but I didn't choose them for kind of different reason. My main reason was the price. And if you like this table, I will suggest you buying it in only two options. First option is that if you have this tiny space and a small budget, then you can just go for this table. It's lifesaver because you can do all the stuff here. And the other option is, like, if you have bigger space and you can have one table for sewing and one table for cutting fabrics, then I will also suggest to go for this table, because you'll put it up as tall as you want it to be, and then you just forget about it. You don't need to bring it up and down all the time. And if you have enough space, you can always have it in kind of its place where you're going always to cut your fabrics. You will not need to move it all the way. And even if you will need to kind of, if you put it close to the, let's say close to the wall, and you will want it kind of to have more space to walk while you're cutting fabrics, you will be able to do that because you're not cutting fabrics every day. I think so. Do you? If you do, don't move it all the time, but if you don't, you can move it normal. I mean, we put it here because we needed to move it several times a day, and it's not comfortable. It's more comfortable to jump through the bed to sit on the table. And if you ask me why I'm sitting there, although I could sit from this side and not jump through the bed, is because there is a door here which is to the balcony, and there is a door there which is the entrance door, and there is another door there which is to the bathing room. So I don't want to sit with my back to the whole room. It's not just because I believe so. I feel this way is kind of energetically, I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel well, and I don't feel kind of, I cannot concentrate enough when I'm sitting this way. That's why I sit there with my back to the wall, and I see all the flat. And yeah, and also here is a lot of sun coming here from this window, which I kind of get advantage of. So yeah, guys, I think that is it. There are regions where you can buy or not buy this table. And let me know if you chose a table and you love it so much and you want to share. Please share, because I think maybe in some years we will move away from here and I will be looking for another sewing table. And yeah, I hope so. Just to have all the room just for myself for sewing, it can be amazing. And maybe you know some kind of options which are really very attractive options. So please share in the comments down below. And don't forget to check the blog post where I kind of put another options how you can, if you have space or you don't have space, if your budget is small, your budget is not very your budget is kind of normal for, or your budget is not small for the buying sewing table. So don't forget to check the link down, don't forget to check the special post. And thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I hope you're all well and see you soon. Bye!